This is Chats with Patricia. We are here with Ian Hargrove, who was our most recent Project Runway candidate and contestant. And the beauty is there is no closed doors. Every closed door is a new opportunity. So he is back in Chicago, making it work. We connected. We were in the same vicinity during summer 2016, 2017 Fashion Week in September. And then the catalyst of us like connecting is he writes a Facebook post saying, what do you guys think about a menswear faux sweatshirt? And I said, menswear, I'm about that life. And I said, honey, it's gonna happen. And like from there, so Facebook is really the catalyst of all connections.
Yeah.
It's starting to become in 2016. So Ian, you tell us about yourself. Obviously, some of your context is Project Runway this season, but obviously you've been a designer for a very long time. I know we've been friends. We've ran in the same social circles, and we've been friends on Facebook for a significant amount of time.
Yeah.
And even like when we talk, we're like, oh, you know Anna Hobbit. Oh,
Right.
you know Ryan. Oh, you know this person. So it's not
it's
really
like one
great.
degree of separation.
Yes, always. And
yeah.
now I truly am in contact with the ginger unicorn known as Ian Hargrove. And as you guys know, I have an affinity for ginger people. And I also have an affinity for gingers being the key to the universe.
Love that.
All-encompassing.
That's good. I have a thing for unicorns.
Ooh,
So I do.
see? The spirit.
Crazy.
The spirit.
Brony and proud. So I'm a designer. Chicago, born and raised, suburbs technically, but I don't know, like Project Runway was entertaining, but yeah, I've been designing for 8 years now. I'm basically self-taught, like I took a couple of classes. I'm not like super scholastic, I'll put it that way. Like the artist in me doesn't like to have like a lot of rigidity.
A structured, or at least the constructs of education, because and this is a tangent, the constructs of education has become a business. And so for a creative soul who is familiar, at least my projection with creativity, a creative soul who has been through the Chicago or Illinois educational system, we know it's a business.
Yeah.
So we know it's a construct, and sometimes we find it extremely oppressive.
Yeah, it's
so,
like slightly stifling
yes,
at
for
times.
sure.
Like not necessarily conducive with like real creativity.
Agreed.
But yeah, so I basically decided I was going to be a designer. I've always been artistic, like a painter. I painted for a long time. I was a gallery artist in high school, actually. It was like,
what high school did you go to?
I went to Cary Grove.
Where's
Cary
that?
is like northwest suburbs,
Okay.
like Barrington area.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so it was nice. I mean, very like small town, like a lot of like chain restaurants and tanning salons. Be like
and that
this.
just made you all the better person
Right.
to really encompass Chicago.
Right. Exactly. Like I definitely it was not like very Cary-esque, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm a fashion designer. That's it. Like,
And what is your specialty, like in regards to like looks and signature pieces, and because I know you do menswear.
I don't actually.
But you're going to do menswear.
Yes, this
Okay.
like sweatshirt will be like my first, because I mean technically it'll be like unisex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean I really don't do menswear for a couple reasons. The production of menswear in America is not great. Also, the markup is like minuscule. Because it's very complicated. Menswear it's much harder to make menswear than it is to make
That's true.
women's clothes.
Because women we come in all shapes and sizes, and men as well. But I know at least with the measurements, you guys measure the neck.
Yeah,
I've never,
like
I've never
very
heard of that
tailored
before.
and interfacings and stuff like that, which it gets to be. I mean, it takes a lot longer to make it from a factory standpoint. So your markup is very minimal.
Yeah.
And I have to eat. So,
yeah,
like,
we do like ramen,
right,
but not every day.
Right, exactly. So like down the road, I'll do like a full men's line, except I pretty much focus on women's.
Nice.
Kind of like, I don't know, I like call my girl like a Hamptons hipster.
Nice.
Like current, but like a hipster, but
Tradition.
not dirty. Like, you know,
Whoa.
like, right?
I am a black hipster.
No, but honestly, I would call you a Hamptons hipster.
Okay, cool.
Like, it's like kind of, it's polished. You know
hear
what I
that,
mean?
guys? You heard it first. I'm
Yeah.
a Hamptons hipster.
Right. No, but like,
Yes.
you're polished, and you know, I mean, like, poised and like I like the idea of hipster fashion better than
there's a
better
grit
than like
to
the
it.
modality, right?
Yeah, there's a grit to it.
Yeah.
That means like there's practicality as well as I wouldn't say like the stereotypical hipster is polished, but they're very I'm trying to think. Practical, and as well as making a statement.
And interesting.
Yes.
I mean, that's the thing.
Dynamic.
That, like, yeah, definitely.
As shown through their clothes. Even if it's the same shirt every day, at least it's a new stain on that same shirt.
Right, absolutely.
There you go.
Also, too, I've been told, like, my work is sort of minimalist in a lot of ways. Like, I don't like a lot, do you know what gris-gris is?
Yes.
Okay, I don't like a lot of, like, crap all over stuff. Like this coming capsule is like a little bit different. I'm doing some applique stuff, but that's more to work color into the collection.
Yeah. What color palette are you thinking? Or is this
so I'm in kind of like
exclusive here at first?
I'm in kind of like this like weird like acid trip color thing happening, like yellow, like so this like collection actually is like based on the idea of fluttering.
Fluttering, define
like,
that because
if snow is falling or like it's based on the movement of fluttering. If that makes sense.
Beautiful.
So it's like very cerebral, I guess. This would be like the most cerebral collection that I've done so far.
I'm excited to see this.
So like some of the appliques are like butterflies that their wings are like will stick up like real butterflies. And it
comes off of the jacket.
Yeah,
so like if it's
so it's
applique,
gonna add some dimension, which is really cool. Also, there's some hummingbirds with paillette sequins.
I'm just having a full like fashion.
A fashion-gasm?
A fashion-gasm and a fashion aneurysm. Because I'm just like, my mind is like exploding or really, okay, continue.
Yeah, so.
Let me keep my composure.
Like lots of that. Also, I'm working a lot of fringe into it to give movement and stuff like that. But I've actually sort of gotten away from doing full collections. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
For like strictly a financial standpoint, but also in the fashion world currently, it is a huge trend is this like see now, buy now thing.
Define.
Like for Fashion Week, essentially, I mean, traditionally it's you release 2 major collections a year, a spring, summer, and a fall, winter, and you wait 6 months to get those clothes.
Well, what about the resorts?
I mean, even still, like when they show holiday and resort, those will come out 6 months. Those pieces will be in stores 6 months following.
Cool.
So that is like all fine and dandy, except if I see something that I really like, I want that.
Yeah, and it has to be ready to wear here and now.
Right, absolutely.
So you do a lot of custom orders then?
No, so I'm doing capsules, a little bit smaller collections that have like a combined
reflection
thread.
Of the current.
Yeah, that basically the capsule would, when it's released, as soon as it's shown, it will be available.
That's sickening. And you're working with Amanda Curtis's 19th Amendment.
Yes.
Is that some of your capsule collections are going to be available?
Yes, they'll be available on 19th.
That's perfection.
And they're awesome. That's a major shout out.
Yeah.
They're like really,
Amanda,
really great.
hi. We'll see you in February.
Right.
And I'll also see you in December. So
I think they're in London right now.
Yeah, they are.
Amanda and Gemma, yeah.
Yeah, they're awesome. They truly are. They truly are. So shout out to 19th Amendment. That's where you see Ian Hargrove's current pieces as well as upcoming?
The upcoming collection will be released with them. You can see current stuff and keep up with updates on my website. My company is called Against All Odds, and it is againstalkodds.us, not .com.
So please check that out. But continue telling us about these capsule pieces. You said applique, it's going to be extremely cerebral. It's going to definitely have a lot of drift and
sway and movement. Yeah, absolutely.
What type of fabrics are you focused on during the season?
I always, it kind of depends. My fabrics, I always do stuff with a little bit of stretch, and that's because woven fabric is generally really uncomfortable. It also too, I mean, people come in all different shapes, and if something has a little give, like that is going to help that situation.
So much more.
Right. No one can afford to get their entire wardrobe custom. It's just unrealistic.
True. That's so true. So definitely you're ready to wear, as well as all your pieces have been extremely salient to me. I know personal fashion is for everyone, but style is personal.
Yeah.
And I think it's really cool that as a Chicago designer, you are so accessible to not just people like me, but just anyone, you know?
Right.
Because the cool thing is how I got in contact is through social media. I don't watch TV, but the cool thing about Facebook is that people were tagging you up the wazoo. They're like, Ian's here, Ian's there. And I'm just like, checking in my Facebook every few days, and I'm like, Ian, I've seen him before. He's in New York. Oh wait, he's on Project Runway. Oh wait, like I was just like, let me learn.
It was a surprise. I gotta be honest. I actually I was never even gonna try out for the show.
Really? So tell us about that, please.
I got an email through my webpage from one of the producers inviting me to try out, and I was like, I would be an idiot to not
say
do
no.
this.
Yeah.
Right. And I tried out and it was actually really funny because the tryout was at the James downtown.
Was it?
Yeah, and they told me to bring 5 looks, so I come with like a garment bag and like a model that works with me a lot, and I'm like, all right, and I've got like a couple of pairs of pants and some shift dresses and stuff that I really like, that I like to do.
It's about what you like at this point, and that's the beauty of it.
Yeah,
yes.
and I show up, and there are people that have racks of clothing and like evening gowns and beading, and I'm like, I'm fucked.
No, he's the epitome of Chicago. You do what you ask for, nothing more, nothing less, and you do what you like.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't go above and beyond.
Absolutely, which there was a slight issue with that on Project Runway, I will be totally honest.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
But like, I mean, actually one of the headlines from the Tribune here in Chicago was Chicago designer spars with Tim Gunn.
Oh, okay.
Which just totally did not happen. I would just like to be very public with that. That was editing. We're actually really close.
Yeah, Tim Gunn's the bomb.
Yeah, he's great.
And I don't even know him personally, but authenticity
He's a really nice guy.
Yeah,
he
and
really
he's
is.
there to educate you.
Originally, 16 years ago when the show started, Tim Gunn was the head of the fashion department.
Yep.
I mean, he's a teacher,
Yep.
which I think is really great.
And I think teachers are so underrated. Like I myself, and you're a teacher. We all are teachers in some way, shape, or form because we always are teaching and we're always learning. However, the degree of which we pay attention or listen varies.
Sure.
But for someone who has always been ahead of fashion, that takes humility and that also takes listening, and it also takes understanding, empathy, and it also takes a really clear understanding of what the art that you are trying to teach.
Sure.
Because you have to meet everyone at wherever their learning curve is.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And I feel like Tim Gunn, I don't know you.
Right.
But honey.
Hi, Tim.
Hi, Tim. Hi, Tim. But like my understanding of you has been transient. Even when I did watch TV, I haven't been watching TV for like a few years, but when I did watch it, I never felt polarized by Tim Gunn.
No.
Never. And I'm just gonna say that. I've never felt polarized by Tim Gunn.
Yeah,
Period.
I mean, he's honestly a really good man.
Yeah.
Like that's one thing I will say is that one of the negatives that I will say about the show, I was not happy at all about the editing because frankly, I have a really terrible mouth. I have I cuss constantly.
Yeah, we all do.
Yeah, exactly. And
hey,
the exact situation with this is that he gave me some advice to add volume, and I'm like, I fucking hate volume. And he laughed, and they edited the laugh. So it makes me look like I'm arguing with him when I totally was just like,
so
which is a
editing
bummer.
key.
Yeah.
So basically, get to know Ian as person, and in 2016, he's very accessible.
Exactly.
So if you want to have a question, do not assume, ask.
Right.
And we definitely have to step outside of the constructs of editing and a third party constructing who and what you are, and that's the unfortunate thing because
it is.
At the end of the day, entertainment
is a TV show. I mean, that's the thing that you know what I mean, and even like me talking with other contestants and everything, I mean, if it was, what is it? How even long is it? 16 weeks? 16 weeks of people sewing, it would be so boring.
Oh,
so, I mean, they gotta
because there's a lot of times where you
interesting.
guys are just quiet.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Did you take my needle? Okay,
right,
and then everyone's quiet.
Absolutely.
But when someone says, take that needle, they're gonna add the dramatic music and the eyes and the shifts and like, we're gonna re-edit this.
Completely.
Yeah, so that's very true.
Yeah.
But remember, life, I think one thing, when you watch TV, at least, I'm not even going to say the stereotype or the generalization of millennials. The idea of entitlement, like how does that speak to you? Because I know that compromises a lot of time the perception of who and what you are, because people are entitled. Like I was saying, this is where the thread I was going with. A lot of times when I'm walking down the street, when someone's wearing a unique piece, they're acting like, oh, everyone's looking at me. Oh, camera, cut, action.
I actually love that. I mean, that's the thing. Like, I mean, something
love
about
it.
fashion.
Embrace
I love it.
If you like it, I love it.
I mean, something about fashion is that like if you put on something that is like really special, something that you are
make you
totally
feel
in love
special,
with,
for
it
sure.
makes you feel good.
Oh,
like, I mean, people
yes.
you go and you find a perfect dress that you think that you look friggin' amazing in it, you look amazing. Like that's the, you know what I mean?
Because it's a choice at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Attitude
So
that's
I kind of
perceived.
like that. I mean, and even like when I cast models or do whatever, like I'm looking for an attitude. Like, I mean, a lot of designers like a very cookie cutter girl. They want, the exact same, like, I look at attitude and I look at all the same height. That's my only thing. Like,
Because I do need you to be long enough to see all the details.
Right, absolutely.
And that's no shade to the short ladies, because Kate Moss, you're killing the game.
Yeah.
Always and forever.
Absolutely, absolutely. I just like the really giant girls. Like, give me like a 6 foot tall girl and I'm like about it. But I think that's like Napoleon. I'm really short.
So it's
I'm
a
just
projection
like,
of him.
Right, exactly.
No one else.
Exactly. I'm a small person with a really
yes.
big
So even the
personality.
short girls, they can be very successful
Yeah,
in this
definitely,
industry.
definitely.
But one thing I was reading was basically a lot of the designers, at least the major fashion houses like Dior and Marc Jacobs and Alice and Olivia.
Sure.
One thing that at least the media criticizes, is that the fashion industry needs to change about their requirement to be successful in this industry. A perfect example, I don't remember her name. Is it Ashley Graham, the plus size model?
Yeah.
I was watching her TED Talk, and one thing that she said was like, a lot of times when I go into castings, they tell me I am not the model. I am not this, I'm not that. But I have to remind myself, I am my model.
Oh, yeah.
I am my shape.
Definitely.
And in turn, the fashion industry does not set the standard for
Sure.
that, because just like I said earlier, fashion is for everyone and style is subjective to the individual.
Absolutely.
And with individuality, we take all different ways of interpreting fashion and trends and all those things. But how do you think you're incorporating, you said and this is not good or bad, you took in your truth. You said, I don't care what size you are, but just please be tall.
I will correct you a little bit on that. I do generally tend to pick very thin girls. My clothes, though, are not designed for that girl, like, if that makes sense.
What do you think the reason why thinness is so much more objectified in fashion, in your opinion?
Honestly, the way that I look at it is that I think that it started, my guess would be, as like one person did this and then people started to follow. Like, I think that initially if people were like, okay, cool, now the standard is a size 8 and 5'8" instead of 6 foot tall and a size 2, that would have happened. I just think that it was something that
out of tradition.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Because
like,
Dior and Chanel, they literally were specialty designers initially?
Sure. Yeah, they were couturiers.
So.
I mean, houses where you were making one-of-a-kind pieces.
Yes.
So, I mean, the thing is that it also, too, I mean, it would be, ideally, I would love to show a very large range of sizes, except from a sample-making standpoint, my cut sample is a size 4. That is just what you know what I mean?
And I think I can fit my left arm in that.
No, not, I mean,
no
not
shit.
but
obviously
I mean,
he will, if
exactly.
you need it,
I mean, we cut to a size 20.
Nice.
Except in a sample, in a show, it's from
It's
a
easier,
financial
it's
standpoint,
practical.
it's easier.
Yeah.
I can just be like, okay, everything's a size 4.
Yeah.
I need all my girls to be a size 4.
Yeah, and then when you say easy, like, just let it be known that easy does not mean better or worse.
No,
it just means
it just means simpler.
Practicality. It means
Right.
practicality.
Otherwise, a 10-look collection would take me a year because I would have to cut everything custom.
And that's no shade, because literally I've seen, like, one cool thing about Fashion Week is that you get to see the gamut of how much money is invested in each show.
Yeah. Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oscar de la Renta, he recently passed. So that show, I don't even want to put a number on it.
Unbelievable, yeah.
And
I mean, you look at Karl Lagerfeld and he's spending $1 million on one day.
Yes.
And not even a long day, mind you, like a 20-minute day.
Yes.
Like, that is, I mean.
Did you see the one in Puerto Rico, the show?
In Cuba? Cuba, yeah.
Oh my God, gave me all the feels. I was just like,
that was gorgeous. I
couldn't even deal with a live band.
Yeah. I mean, he's awesome. Who
are you telling?
He's,
you know,
he's cool.
He has a Karl Lagerfeld, like I keep seeing ads on it, like literally a Karl Lagerfeld line where it's like boots, dresses, and you can see his influence because he's designed for Chanel. Who else has he designed for? Because did he ever do Yves Saint Laurent or Dior?
Yeah, he was Yves Saint Laurent before he was at Chanel. And before that he was under Lanvin or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But yeah, his stuff now, sickening.
It's awesome. I mean, it's beautiful. It's so funny because his stuff is like, if you put my clothes next to his clothes, they're completely friggin' opposite. Like, I mean, he loves gris and like all that, you know, he likes beads and all that stuff. My stuff, none of it has that.
Yeah, and that's not saying it's better or worse.
No,
it's just different.
not.
That's the beauty of artistry.
Exactly. Because that's part of being relevant as a designer is that you have to make your own
statement, signature.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to like find your niche, I guess.
So many truths.
Yeah.
I'm so excited to wear all your clothes.
I know. I'm excited for you to wear them.
You have like my full access to my bank account.
Right, and that's
Ramen noodle status, as well as
And
Marc Jacobs status, as well as Dior status. You have all my coins.
Love that.
All of them.
I love it.
But yeah, so first off, we've mentioned for sure where to find you, but Against All Odds.
.us, not .com.
.us, yes.
Actually, AgainstAllOdds.com.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But this is really funny. Actually, AgainstAllOdds.com is they're also apparel, except it's like a retailer that sells graphic tees.
Oh, that's cute.
So there was like confusion. People are like, it's a lot of t-shirts, and I'm like, I don't make any t-shirts.
Well, if you wanna sleep it into the conglomerate of Ian Hargrove,
exactly.
Why not?
Right.
But yes, so say your website one more time.
It's www.againstallodds.us.
Yeah, and if you want to get contact with him, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
I don't do Twitter.
That's cool.
I do Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Get at
And my
it.
Instagram is AAO_Chicago.
Nice.
Against All Odds Chicago.
Yeah, you guys definitely let us know if you have any questions, comments, concerns.
Yeah.
For sure, comment. This has been Chats with Patricia. This is Ian Hargrove. I'm Patricia. Thanks so much for checking in, and we'll see you next time. Bye.